Many jobs disappeared in the past 10 years, and you can expect the same to happen in the next 10 years. So, how do you pick a career that's not going to vanish in a couple of years? In this video, you are going to learn what makes a job easy to replace and how to make yourself as valuable as possible in the current and future job market. If you already have a job and you are worried your job won't be in demand in the future, this article is for you. If you are trying to figure out what kind of education to get to make sure your studies will be relevant in 10 years, then this article is for you. So, to figure out which careers will be in demand in the next 10 years, you have to analyze the job market now, how it's evolved over time, and also pay attention to all the new technologies that are being introduced, how demographics change, and how people react to new technologies are also very good indicators of how the job market is evolving. Some jobs on this list don't require years upon years of college for you to apply to them. In fact, since the demand for some of these jobs is going to increase way more than the offer could ever match it, you could expect employers to lower their requirements just to meet their needs. If you plan to work in the public sector, you'll most likely be expected to hold the right type of degree to be considered. Some jobs on this list are already in huge demand now, and companies are saying that they don't care about degrees anymore. So, if you're looking to change careers because you don't feel satisfied with your current one, know that there is a wealth of courses and information on the internet. You'll be able to pick up something like coding mostly by yourself by following free tutorials online. There are tens of careers that are likely to be in demand for the next 10 years. Data analyst. Data analysis has been an ever-growing field for years at this point, and companies are constantly refining their data collection and processing systems. Some of them focus on financial data, while others prefer to work directly with other businesses. Data is becoming increasingly more important in the world, so expect even more categories to pop up in the near future. Cybersecurity. With all the data that is being produced and processed around the world, ill-intentioned people will try to profit off it. More generally, anything technological that uses the internet to transmit and receive data is a potential target to hackers. That's what happens when Facebook has those huge data leaks we keep hearing about. Cybersecurity is a vast field, and there are many niches you can work with. Your job in that case would be to try and hack into the company's system and try to find out potential holes in its security. And that's just one type of job in cybersecurity. Others in the field are expected to grow at a similar rate. Tradespeople. There will always be a need for people able to fix people's homes. And it's hard to imagine a world where automation would replace a plumber. If anything, automation will make a plumber or electrician's job even more efficient. Technology will be of great help to tradespeople, giving them even more potential for high earnings. Furthermore, a lot of people in the US tend to go to college and ignore trade schools as a viable career option. There is a shortage of skilled tradespeople at the moment, and it will get even worse in the future since most people don't want to get into trades. Caregivers. We are progressively getting older as a country, and we will need more people to look after our elders when they stop being self-sufficient. It's a very fulfilling job to do. You are helping people who are in desperate need of your services. Software engineers. As technology takes a bigger role in our life, there is a need for people able to instruct technology to do what we need it to. There is a shortage of people who can design and code software, and the field is seeing tremendous growth each year. If you think about it, programmers are at the core of most other jobs on this list. Without code, you wouldn't have tools for data analysis or software to hack. Code is what runs the world right now, and it's going to stay that way for a long time. Physiotherapist. Much like homes, humans also break. The world population is getting older, and older bodies are weaker. That's where physiotherapists enter the field. You need extensive knowledge of the human body, and you need to empathize with patients to understand what's worrying them and create a personalized plan for their recovery. Dentists. Make sure our mouths don't look like they come from a horror movie. Will dentists still be relevant in 10 years? Machines aren't going to replace them anytime soon. Technology drastically increases their efficiency, but their job is too complex for machines. Industrial engineers. Evolution in industrial technology is great, but someone has to project the whole system to efficiently implement automation. That's where industrial engineers come into play. Engineers in general will always be needed, but industrial engineers are those who will design the future of the industry as a whole. Unless we wipe ourselves out with nuclear toys, industrial engineers will always be in demand. Energy engineers. With all the talk about climate change and renewable energies, you shouldn't be surprised to see this profession on this list. Energy engineers will be in demand for as long as the first principle of thermodynamics will apply. That's so unlikely that I'd feel pretty safe if I were an energy engineer. You can expect the field to always be changing and innovating. Psychologist. There's something creepy about having a bigger need for psychologists. Unfortunately, that's how the world works. Coupled with how society works and how easy it is to feel overwhelmed with all the negative news we are constantly bombarded with, you can see why anyone would feel down. They help you get over traumas, insecurities, and more generally anything that makes you feel like you lost control over yourself and the world around you. All jobs in this list are projected to grow a lot within the next 10 years. You probably noticed the patterns in most of these. They are impossible to automate, and they require a very specific skill set. What's great is that not all of these jobs require you to get a degree in their field. Take coding, for example. Companies looking for developers are more interested in people proving they can code interesting applications over youngsters with a computer science degree who don't have any practical experience. Pick your high-paying career that will be in demand for the next 10 years and start your education path towards it.